If your idea of summer decor is cracking a window and hoping your $20 fan can fight the sun, you're not alone. But here's the thing. Not having AC isn't a death sentence. Staying cool isn't about suffering through the heat. It's about designing smarter. From clever airflow tricks to stylish choices that keep your space comfortable and chill. And no, the answer isn't box fans, damp towels, or giving up and living in the fridge. This is about turning up the style while dialing down the temperature. The kind of place that stays cool, literally and visually, no matter how bad it gets outside. Let's make it happen. You don't need an industrial fan that sounds like a jet engine. What you need is airflow that moves and makes sense. A good fan, like a bladeless Dyson or a quiet Vornado, won't just blast air, it circulates it across the room. Even better if it fits your aesthetic. White, black or chrome blends in without looking like dorm room hardware. Place your fan strategically. Don't forget about ceiling fans either. A well-placed ceiling fan can keep air moving all day long and make your space feel instantly breezier without adding any floor or surface clutter. In front of a window at night, you're pulling cool air in. During the day, face it out to push heat away. Bonus, crack another window on the opposite side and you've got cross ventilation. That's how old houses kept cool before central air existed. And yeah, it still works. Getting airflow right makes a huge difference in how comfortable your space feels all day long. Next up, block the heat before it even gets inside. Natural light's great, until it turns your place into a slow cooker. Regular curtains just don't cut it. You need thermal blackout curtains. They're not just for sleeping in. These things reduce heat gain by up to 33%, according to the Department of Energy. That's a temperature shift you feel. Go for solid, masculine colors: charcoal, sand, olive. They'll block heat and blend into your space without screaming college blackout cave. Mount them close to the ceiling so they look intentional, not just functional. Want the light without the heat? Layer sheer white curtains behind them for a daytime glow without the burn. The right curtains not only keep the sun's heat outside, but also add texture and style to your room. But curtains aren't the only surface doing damage. Let's talk about floors. You know what holds heat like crazy? Rugs, especially thick ones. If your space feels like it's cooking from the bottom, you're probably standing on the problem. Go lighter, both in color and weight. Flat weave rugs in jute, sisal, or cotton feel breezy and natural. They don't trap heat, and they still define the space. Switching up your rug or letting your floors breathe can help drop the temperature without touching a thermostat. Bare floors, concrete, tile, wood, breathe better in summer. If you've got those, let them breathe. No shame in rolling up your winter rug and storing it until fall. Think of it like switching to linen sheets, seasonal, simple, smart. Speaking of sheets, it's time we talk about the bed. If your sheets are polyester blends or old microfiber sets, you might as well be sleeping in a Ziploc bag. Go natural. 100% cotton, linen, or bamboo. These fabrics breathe, wick moisture, and get softer with every wash. Linen in particular gets cooler the more you sweat, which is weird, but real. Your mattress, pillows, and sheets all affect your body's ability to stay cool through the night, and that's a fact. Keep your colors light and neutral: white, taupe, fog grey. It reflects light instead of absorbing it, and just looks cleaner. Bonus move: ditch the heavy comforter. A lightweight quilt or a simple top sheet is enough. You're not trying to sweat out a fever. You're just trying to sleep like a human. Quick question before we move on. Drop this in the comments. What's the one summer habit that always ruins your sleep? Is it heat, noise, streetlights, weird fan setups? Let's fix it together. All right? Bed's cooler. Now let's cool you down. If your idea of hydration is keeping a bottle in the fridge and hoping for the best, you're missing a trick. Add a small water setup in your bedroom or living area. A carafe with a lid, a couple nice glasses, maybe even a tray. It's not about being fancy, it's about reducing friction when you wake up dry-mouthed at 3 a.m. You can even upgrade your setup with chilled stones, a reusable ice bottle, or keep a second set in the freezer ready to go. It's those small, high-effort looking touches that make your space feel like a real adult lives there. And yes, when someone stays over and sees you've got cold water ready, that's the kind of quiet flex that sticks. Having water nearby makes staying comfortable and quenched effortless, even in the middle of a midnight wake-up. But let's be honest, sometimes the air itself just feels heavy. Time to clean it up. Humid air makes everything worse. You feel sticky, sleep worse, and your space feels stuffy no matter how clean it looks. That's why dehumidifiers exist. Even a small, quiet one can pull a surprising amount of moisture out of the air, especially in apartments with poor circulation. Pair it with a decent air purifier and you're golden. Your place will smell fresher, feel lighter, and even your electronics and furniture will age better. Bonus: if you burn candles or use scent diffusers, the fragrance hangs better in clean air. You're not masking anything, you're starting fresh. Cleaner, drier air lets you breathe easy and makes your whole space feel more comfortable. Clean air's great, but don't forget how powerful the illusion of cool can be. Believe it or not, your room's paint color affects how hot or cool it feels. Warm tones, reds, oranges, deep browns can make a room feel stuffy. In summer, pivot to a cooler palette. Think ocean greys, sage greens, off-whites. These tones feel breathable, especially when paired with natural textures like linen, light wood, and matte metal. You don't have to repaint your whole apartment. A simple swap, throw pillows, bedding, towels, even artwork can shift the whole vibe. Style isn't just about what looks good, it's about what feels good. Make your room feel 5 degrees cooler just by how it looks, and your brain starts to chill out before the fan even kicks in. Overhead lights give off more heat than you'd think, especially older bulbs. If you're still using incandescent or halogens, swap them for LEDs. They stay cooler and save energy. Even better, use floor or table lamps with warm, dimmable LED bulbs for a softer evening vibe that doesn't raise the temp. Your color choices and lighting can trick your senses into feeling much cooler without dropping a degree. Also, natural light is free. Use it in the morning when it's cooler. Then close blinds in the afternoon when it gets brutal. A well-placed mirror can bounce light without bringing in extra heat, so you keep the brightness without turning your place into a greenhouse. All right, you've cooled the space. Now let's cool the routine. Design isn't just about furniture, it's how you use the space. If you're gaming with every light on until 1 a.m., don't be surprised when your body refuses to sleep. A better night starts an hour earlier. Cut the lights, kill the screens, and let your space start cooling itself down, physically and mentally. Take a cool shower. Turn the fan on early instead of waiting until you're sweaty. Even switching from overhead lights to dimmable lamps signals to your brain that it's time to unwind. Your room doesn't need to be spa level, but a little wind-down routine makes your space work with you, not against you. And once you've gotten your routine on track, it's time to clear the decks, because sometimes staying cool starts with letting things go. The more clutter in your space, the less air can circulate. Summer is the time to go lighter, physically and visually. Edit down shelves, clear off surfaces, and put away anything that traps dust and heat. Minimalism isn't just an aesthetic, It's a temperature control strategy. Decluttering is the key. Swap heavy decor for a few statement pieces. Think large-scale art instead of a bunch of tiny frames. Fewer objects make a space feel bigger, cleaner, and mentally cooler, which actually helps you chill out in every sense. Less really is more, especially when the temp's hitting 95. Clearing away excess lets air flow more naturally and makes your space feel lighter and more restful. Consider dusting off ceiling fans, baseboards, and vents. The less grime you have blocking airflow, the breezier your space will feel. And take a few minutes to clear away piles of laundry, papers, or knickknacks. A spotless, well-edited room lets air move more freely and makes it feel instantly more cool and comfortable. And just when you think you've gotten it down to the essentials, we're going to bring a bit of life back in, without adding to the overwhelm. Plants do more than just look good on your shelf. They can actually cool down a space. Through transpiration, plants release moisture into the air, subtly lowering room temperature. Go for low-maintenance varieties like snake plants, peace lilies, or pothos. They thrive in indirect light and don't require you to have a green thumb. The right plants act as a natural air conditioner, adding a fresh touch while helping to keep temperatures down. Cluster a few near windows or corners where the air gets stale. Visually, they soften hard lines in a room, and, functionally, they're natural air filters. A room with plants just feels cooler, in every sense of the word. Stay cool, stay sharp, and check out the next one.